So today we'll be discussing basics of cell biology. So why do we need to study cell biology? Since we see every organism is made up of something which is called cells, which is a structural unit. When we see something like building blocks, it is made up of unit blocks and which eventually gets into the structure which is shown here as we see here. Similarly, when we see house, it is established with multiple blocks stacking over one another to form a house. In the same way, an organism has a building block which is a cell. So the cell is being defined as structural and functional unit of organism. और तो एक सेल के पास फिर कुछ प्रॉपर्टीज होती है. अगर एक की वो स्मॉल होते हैं और वो मेम्ब्रेन से इनक्लोज होते हैं. अगर हम एक सेल बोल रहे हैं तो ये सेल, इसकी बाउंड्री में एक मेम्ब्रेन होता है और उसके कुछ कंपोनेंट्स अंदर होते हैं, तो इसको दिस इज कॉल्ड सेल. सेकेंड, it has the ability to divide. Means एक सिंगल सेल वो डिवाइड होके दो सेल बना सकते हैं. The cell has the ability to divide, and thus it has the ability to form a organism over this similar layer of divisions. Now, based on number of cells an organism have, it may either be unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular organisms such as bacteria, single cell have the ability to carry all metabolic actions and divide to form दूसरा other organism, like other individual. But in case of multicellular, many cells एक साथ आके एक ऑर्गेनिज्म का फॉर्म करते हैं, तो that are called multicellular organism. So unicellular and multicellular have certain property, as I said, कि ये सिंगल सेल होते हैं, ये मल्टीसेलुलर होते हैं, many cells. So now we'll see how a single cell is being converted to multicellular. So for that, in case of multicellular, many cells they come together, वो form करते हैं tissues. Many tissues form organ, many organ form organ system, and many organ system form an organism. For this case, if we see the example of human, we'll see let's assume in case of human, if we see cells such as gut cells and other esophagus cells and other cells of the body, they form organs such as stomach, intestine. These organs combine to form organ systems such as digestive system. And similarly, when we see cells of the lungs come together to form lungs, and other organs of the respiratory system which forms a respiratory system. these systems with other system come together to form an organism which we are humans, which we are talking about humans. So now that we have seen this, we'll now see how other classification which is based on type of nucleus present in them. So they are prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So when we say prokaryotic, pro means primitive, karyon means nucleus. Similarly, in case of eukaryotic, U means true and karyon means nucleus. So when we look at the difference, in case of prokaryote, the nucleus is very primitive, or almost no nucleus is formed. No true nucleus is formed, we can say. But in case of this, true nucleus is present. So if we look at the structure, if we look them as structural wise, so let's suppose this is a prokaryotic cell. It have cell wall, which is the outer layer, then plasma membrane, then the inner compartment is called cytoplasm. When I say nucleus is not true nucleus is present, it means the DNA is present in the cytoplasm and is not separated from the cytoplasm. So in this case we call it as nucleoid. And ribosome in this case is 70S ribosome. These are the basic structural overview of prokaryotic cell. But when we see eukaryotic cells, it also have plasma membrane, but in this case, since nucleoid is present, in this case genetic material is DNA is present inside the nucleus. So this is called nucleus, which is separated from the cytoplasm. Also eukaryotic cells have membrane bound organelles, जो कि प्रोकैरियोट में एब्सेंट है, जैसे एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, गोल्गी कॉम्प्लेक्स, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया, क्लोरोप्लास्ट, etc. These are absent in case of prokaryotic cell. So और ये organelles are present in the cytoplasm, like suppose this is mitochondria, ribosome. In this case ribosome is ATS, chloroplast. So these are the basic differentiation of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Now when we see it pictorially, picture wise, so as I said, when we see in case of prokaryotic cell, the cell wall is the outermost layer, plasma membrane is present inside, DNA is present in the cytoplasm as nucleoid, ribosome, and it also have a plasmid, which is a extra chromosomal DNA apart from the own genetic material as nucleoid. Flagella will help in movement. And in case of eukaryotic cell, there are two types of cell, animal and plant cell. For example, have the outer layer of plasma membrane, genetic material is present in the nucleus, and other other membrane bound nucleus such as peroxisome, lysosome, endoplasmic reticulum. And in case of plant cell, we have a cell wall, ribosome, chloroplast, myeloplast, mitochondria, Golgi, vacuole, cytoskeleton. Now if we see the differentiation between animal and plant cells, we can see that plant cells are eukaryotic cells but have a cell wall, and additionally have chloroplast, means plastid we can say, which have chloroplast, amyloplast and others. So now that we have seen this, we wanted to know how actually prokaryotic cells in the ancient times got converted to eukaryotic cell. So to prove this, we have an endosymbiotic theory, which when we break down, endo means inside, symbiotic means beneficial. So what happens in this is a single prokaryote which is anaerobic engulf a bacteria which is aerobic, means engulf a prokaryotic cell which is aerobic. So एक बार वो उसमें चला गया, तो now we can say that aerobic bacteria is inside anaerobic. So this formed mitochondria. Similarly, when this cell with mitochondria engulfed photosynthetic prokaryote, it formed mitochondria and chloroplast, which we now see as plant cell. So now what actually is a symbiotic theory? The proto-eukaryote, which we say as a anaerobic prokaryote, enfoldings in the plasma membrane is essential prokaryote give rise to endomembrane system of the nucleus. So this underwent enfoldings to form the organelles such as nucleus and endoplasmic reticulum. Then पहला symbiotic endosymbiotic event हुआ जिसमें eukaryotic this parent consumed aerobic bacteria and that evolved into mitochondria. So now this evolved into a cell with the presence of mitochondria, and when second endosymbiotic event occurred, so this organism engulfed photosynthetic bacteria and this evolved into chloroplast. So now this have mitochondria plus chloroplast, as we see in case of plants, and the ones which only जिसमें सिर्फ एक ही endosymbiotic event हुआ उसमें सिर्फ mitochondria है, which we see as in case of animals. So thank you.